What is up, people? BP here, and today we are going to be watching and responding to a video by Mark Rosenfeld. I'm not really sure who this guy is, not really sure if it matters. I mean, do you know who B Price is? Okay, then. Why should I try to figure out who you are, bro? But anyways, after watching this video already, yeah, you can pretty much tell how this guy is very pro woman, and that's cool. I mean, whatever. But if you're giving women really bad, shitty advice, then you're just perpetuating bullshit cycles. Oh, girl, know your worth, know when to walk away. And you don't actually give them advice about, like, hey, you probably should lose some weight. Hey, you probably should hit the gym. Hey, you should probably work on your sexual market value as a woman, okay? Because number one, men are extremely sexual creatures and they're upfront about it. And when you have zero interest in sex as a woman, that means he's not going to be interested in you, and you're stringing him along. And we're going to get into this even more in depth because I've got a lot to say, especially when it comes to women picking and choosing the guys that they want to be with. There's nothing wrong with it, but they live in a fantasy, dude. Just like a lot of men live in a fantasy, okay? Guys want to be with the stripper, all right? The girl who's the baddest chick of all. And it's like, do you not understand what that entails? Do you not understand the issues that come along with dating women who are that gorgeous and that desirable? It's absolutely asinine and insane. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. I don't want to watch the introduction though, so we're gonna kind of go in a little bit and just pick up. Right here is fine. All right, let's go.
As I mentioned in the other video, non-physical attraction is the real reason men do or don't change after sex. In many cases, it wasn't there to begin with, but sometimes the things you do can change that, and the relationship dynamic shifts and the guy no longer feels compelled to chase. I and other men have certainly had experiences where the non-physical attraction was high and we had every intention to keep seeing that person, but after sex there was a weird shift, and then we no longer, and in many cases, former students of mine when I used to coach men, no longer felt compelled to chase because of that change in dynamic. So what changed? Well, unfortunately, in a lot of cases, girls and young women have been raised with a lot of negativity and shame regarding their sexuality. That it's bad, that they just enjoy sex for the sake of sex, that it's shameful to just have sex and enjoy it, or to have sex with more than one person, or to have sex before marriage. There's so much shame communicated, and the worst message of all is that what's between your legs is the best thing you have to offer a man.
Dude, what a woman has between her legs is the best thing that she has to offer a man. I mean, for guys that are actually successful in life and really have it together, I mean, that's pretty much all they need a woman for. And the moment women realize that, the moment they're going to be better prepared to deal with guys like that. But anyways, I can't speak for all men here, and I'm not speaking for all men. I get it. There are women here in our country who have great values, great assets to bring to the table besides sex, besides physical attraction and whatever, like their support. I mean, the biggest thing to me, if you're a woman and the sex is not that great, you could bring other things to the table that are just as important, if not more important, like having love and support for the guy that you're with. That's the biggest thing, in my opinion, because I would trade in all the sex in the world for somebody who is very loving and supportive. Unconditional love is absolutely the most valuable thing on earth. And if you can have that as a man from his woman, then yeah, that's the most valuable thing that you can offer. However, that being said, realistically speaking, okay, women tend to date up guys who are successful, tall, good looking, etc., which that's fine. But if you're talking about athletes celebrities, people with money, okay, people with status. Now, those type of people, you're really going to have a hard time, I guess, taming them, bringing them down to your level and saying, oh, yeah, you need to be committed to me and we need to have a full-blown monogamous relationship. You're asking for trouble. And the reason is because guys of that caliber don't have to settle down. They don't need to. The reason is because they're so successful with their money and with their business strategies that they get women all the time. They get sex all the time. So why would they need you? What do you have to bring? Do you have that loving, supportive personality trait? If you don't, then I'm sorry, but you can suck my dick. And I think I speak for a lot of men when I say that. Yeah, just get out of my face. If you don't have any kind of loving sort of character, if you're not submissive, if there's a power struggle between us, if you have hidden agendas, you want my resources, don't want to put out, I'm not fighting you for that. We're just not going to be dating. We are not going on dates. I'm sorry. We're not going to be friends, and we're not going to talk, okay? I'm very selective in who I choose as a partner. They have to have certain quality traits. Number one, they have to be very pretty, okay? My standard is very high. Number two, there needs to be some leeway, okay? I make mistakes, and if you can't forgive me of my mistakes, why am I going to be with you? As a woman, you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible with the fact that I'm human. And if you can't, then we don't need to talk. And yeah, like the biggest thing for me is being absolutely 100% supportive and loving and respectful. If you don't have respect for me, you can kiss my ass goodbye. And guess what? I will be single and I will be enjoying my life. Going fishing, going hunting, going out with friends, going to church, whatever it is that I enjoy, and I'll do that without you. Okay? Anyways, let me get off my soapbox here and let's go ahead and finish this little video. Take it away, Mr. Mark Rosenfeld.
How often does that message get communicated to young women? These messages are the root cause of the reason things change after sex. Believing that something changes after sex, believing that you're now at his mercy, believing that he now has the power, believing that you've given the best part away, is the reason something changes after sex. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where you think one thing before sex, another thing after sex, and act them out.
He's attractive, but if he disappears, it's his loss. I really hope he doesn't disappear. I have so much to lose now. If he doesn't prove himself, I'm willing to walk away. Now we've had sex, I hope he doesn't walk away. I've got control of what happens with this guy. He's got control of what happens with us now.
These mindsets are the real reason men stop chasing after sex. If something changes, then the dynamic will change and men will chase in a different manner or perhaps not at all. But if nothing changes, then men are going to keep chasing after sex. When I look at the women that I've chased throughout my life, none of them believed sex changed anything. They were the same high value, confident woman. They still were applying their standards to me. I'm sure they liked me a little bit more after sex. Women get a hit of oxytocin after sex. Men get a hit of vasopressin after sex, and we feel more connected. But that increased connection from those hormones can't mean you betray your standards. It can't mean you're now unwilling to walk away. It can't mean you're so sold on a guy that you're not still going to qualify him. If there's a huge dip in your willingness to walk after sex, it means there's been a big change. And if there's been a big change, as we've talked about, it's highly likely that the dynamic's going to change and that the guy's going to stop chasing. The same mindsets that got the guy chasing before sex are the exact same mindsets that will keep him chasing after sex. Keep qualifying him against your standards. Keep your willingness to walk, especially if he doesn't respect you or doesn't behave in a manner befitting of a future boyfriend. And most importantly, remember that the best part is yet to come. The real boyfriend benefits your exclusivity, your companionship, your support, and your love in his life are all still awaiting that lucky guy if you decide to commit. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. That is the video. I hope you enjoyed. That is how to keep a guy chasing after sex. Let me know your thoughts, comments, questions.
Ladies, let me just give it to you straight. If you want to keep a guy chasing you after sex, how you do that is continue giving him sex, okay? Now, if you're not sexually invested in him and you have no sexual desire for him, then why are you dating him? What do you want to do with him? I mean, what's the point? And you would save a lot of guys a lot of headache and a lot of problems if you would just admit the fact that you don't want him sexually and break it off. Because at the end of the day, who do you really want to be with? The guy that sexually arouses you or the guy that doesn't? And if it's the guy that doesn't, then you're with him for other reasons. But what reasons is he with you for? And if you think sex is a bad reason, you need to reevaluate your personal beliefs. Because guess what? There's nothing wrong with having a man sexually desiring you. As a matter of fact, the woman that I'm in love with, I would want her every single day until I'm dead. And if I don't, well, then that's conditioned upon maybe my age. Maybe I can't perform at that age, or maybe I've lost attraction to her, whatever the case may be. But more than likely, I'm going to want her all the time, just like guys I know. I've met personally somebody, a very good friend of mine and coworker. He's been married for over 20 years. And the way he spoke about his wife sexually was that of high respect and high regard. He could not wait to get home to bang his wife. And quite frankly, he was an attractive guy, and I'm sure his wife was attractive too. And so, but even guys who are attractive or good to you and do deserve the sex, guess what? You don't give it to them. And how hard is it to lay on your back for 5-10 minutes? It doesn't take any effort. You see, a man actually has to physically get hard for an erection for him to have sex. And if he doesn't, well, he's got a problem with erectile dysfunction. But you as a woman, all you have to do is lay on your back, open your legs, and put some lube down there. Even if you're not wet, you can still give him some. And if you're going to give him some, you might just keep him around for a little bit longer. So keep putting out. Don't withhold it, because if you withhold it, guess what he's going to do? Oh, this bitch ain't worth my time, especially somebody who's high value. And good luck with having him be monogamous with you, because guess what? That's not going to happen with a high value, high achieving male, especially if he's over the height of 6 foot 2 inches tall. Okay, tall, athletic, good-looking men don't need to be monogamous. There's no point. Just like you have no reason to be fully monogamous. You have Johnny over here to pay your bills, and then you have Bobby over here to give you moral support, and then you have Tom, Dick, and Harry to give you, well, dick. So you have certain positions for each man in your life to provide a certain role. Well, guess what? So do high-value men. They don't give a shit about you. They don't. They really don't. But, yeah. You got to figure out what you want in life, darling. I don't know what to tell you. But withholding sex is probably the biggest, most hurtful thing you could do for your own relationship. I mean, I can only imagine that women do that towards men that they don't want. But if you don't want him, why are you dating him in the first place? Duh. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have, guys. And let's see if we can find some meaningful comments down here in the comment section. Let's see. All right, this person says the problem is not the sex itself, but the way some of us women behave after it, being clingy and needy, over texting the guy, etc., etc. This attitude may scare men away. To be perfectly honest, darling, I prefer a woman to be clingy and needy. Reason being is that I'm clingy and needy. So if she's not, then I lose interest. I'm like, yo, this bitch is not interested in me. She's not clingy enough. She's not needy enough. Those girls that really want me and need me, oh yeah, I'm going to gravitate towards them the most. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of advice like this goes towards women who are not that attractive. And sweetheart, if you're not that attractive, you need to maximize your looks, unfortunately. But that's the truth. You cannot sex shame a man into being with you if he really just wants to smash you every day. Okay? If I'm with a woman romantically, I want her sexually. That's just the way it is. And if you're not going to give me that, then we're not going to be talking and we're not going to be friends. Period. I don't know how else to explain that, but that's just the fact. I have friends. If I want someone to talk to, I call a friend. You would not be one of them. If I have somebody that I want to go on a hunting trip or a fishing trip, something fun and exciting, it would not be you. It would be someone else. So I have guy friends for that. What do I need you for? To help me, I don't know, take me to the hospital maybe once in a while? You know, I can get a roommate for that. I'm just saying. But anyways, it's just how life is, and it's how some people are. Anyways, I don't mean to sound so hostile, but I'm trying to humble you a little bit, just a little bit, because I feel like you've been fed everything on a silver platter, and you really don't understand how the world is and how men really are. And men are very easy to figure out. Matter of fact, you probably have about 5 to 10 of them ready to marry you right now, but you don't want them. So whose fault is that? It's not their fault. They want to marry you. They want to do the right thing, but you just don't care. So whatever. Anyways, that's all I have, guys. Thanks for listening to I said the wrong thing. Thanks for listening to BP. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video.